Good. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come in the room. As y'all come in the room, okay. Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? It is Sakia. I am back with another episode, and I am coming with a part 2 of the misdiagnosis of patients in the United States. I hope you are having a good day. Okay. I first like to start off by saying, hold on, y'all. Misdiagnosis, the misdiagnosis of patients in the United States is a part of the population agenda. Okay, yeah, he's waiting already, Rico. It's a part of the let me move this out of the way so I can stay focused. Okay. So the misdiagnosis of patients in the United States is a part of the population control agenda. Also, hospitals get a big kickback from pharmaceutical companies to administer drugs to patients, whether they need them or not. Okay, so that just means you can basically be perfectly healthy your whole entire life, and you go into the hospital and say you got a headache, and next thing you know, they want to run a CAT scan on you, and they want to give you all these tests, and they want to give you a medicine for your headache. They want to shoot an IV in you. They want to tell you you're dehydrated. They want to do all this stuff because they get a kickback from the insurance companies to administer drugs, administer pharmaceuticals, administer CAT scans, MRI scans, IV, whatever they have to do to get money. They want to, if you go in the hospital for a thumb, your thumb is hurting, they want to give you a pill for a hurting thumb. I can't make this up. Y'all listen to what I'm saying. So you go to the hospital and you complain like you got high blood pressure, or you have some type of medical history already, or dysfunction or disability or disorder, and you go into the hospital for that particular situation, but say you're about 6 months pregnant. So now they want to give you some type of new drug to experiment on you. Next thing you know, you go check your baby's heartbeat, and the heart is no longer beating. So now you are forced to have your baby at a 6-month birth, and your baby is now born, your baby is stillborn, meaning you've just delivered a dead baby, and the hospital knowingly administer you these drugs, all for the sake of the dollar bill, y'all. Like, I can't make this up. And a lot of these hospitals are funded by families who have profit off of and get profit from melanated or black families. If you guys don't know what melanated means, or black families, who keep them, literally, they live in misery and oppression and poverty, and poverty is another cause of all of this mental illness. Poverty is another cause for misdiagnosis, because it's like people who are poor, they have very low resources and lack of funding, so they're more adherent to believe what the doctor says or the medical staff. And a lot of our own people have been playing this game of, go get diagnosed with a mental illness so you can get SSI and you get a free check from the government. At what cost are you willing to sell your soul? Let me give y'all a little bit of history. In front of the Supreme Courthouse, it is a statue of the homosexual pedophile Christopher Columbus. It says, erected by settlers of the Italian descent. We all know what a good old boy Christopher Columbus was, and we all know what he's about. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we gotta say, fuck the Galisano family, fuck the Galisano Foundation. And I say this with a lot of not angry, but a lot of I'm very it's a lot of emotion why I'm saying that, because for the simple fact, this family is so well. This is an Italian mafia family, and they are so well connected. That at the hands and at the wrist and the blood of innocent people, melanated people, they say fuck us every day. They kill us in these hospitals. They misdiagnose us. They treat us for conditions and elements that we don't have. They pump us with fluids and poisons that we don't need. Understand that part, y'all. I need y'all to understand that. And their only concern is to remain the top dogs. That means by any means possible, any means necessary. This family wants to remain on the top of the plateau. And many people today are walking around and they're not sure what's wrong with them. You know, and this is why we must keep in mind that Syracuse, now these I'm reading off a paper, Syracuse, this is why we must keep in mind that Syracuse, New York has one of the highest rates of poor mental health patients in New York State. Credible sources is cnyvitals.org. According to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, 1 in 5 adults in the United States live with a mental illness. Now, people like me who go live and report these findings, I am called a conspiracy theorist. And I'm labeled crazy or schizophrenic, because I'm one of the woke individuals. And I know that there's many of us out here, but a lot of us are scared. A lot of us are afraid because we have our hand out getting help from these people that have no good intentions for our well-being or our health. Their only intention is to live and remain the top dogs. Their only intention is to go home with a fat check or a big wallet or a wide purse every night after they've left the 9-to-5 facility or building or corporation or whatever you want to call it. Now, we have many people today who are walking around with SAD. And what does that mean? It means seasonal affective disorder. And these people have been treated for this so-called disorder, SAD, S-A-D, seasonal affective disorder, which is a syndrome characterized by recurrent depression that occurs annually at the same time each year. And what year is that, you guys? Wintertime. Wonder why. Which medical professionals link to bipolar disorder, depression, and winter blues. And this stems from a lack of sunlight as well as vitamin D. Now, if you know the history of diseases and the malfunction of the human body, if you've studied biology, you will understand that most of these so-called man-made diseases, most of these so-called disorders have been accumulated or caused from the misdiagnosis of a patient in a medical illness on which each patient has been diagnosed and treated with. And we also know, if we do the research, that a lot of the medicines that they put you on, you could be perfectly healthy, and next thing you know, you have HIV because you took the medicine. You have cancer because you took the medicine. You have bipolar or schizophrenia episodes because you've taken the medicine. You have tuberculosis because you've taken the medicine. Understand what I'm saying to you guys? And most diseases and disorders also come from insufficient dietary intake, which just means is basically nutritionist deficiencies. Okay, you know how some people don't eat enough beans or enough things with iron in it, vegetables, not so much of meat, because it's like this: you're eating meat. The same thing you get, the same nutrients you get from the meat, the animals eat that. Understand that? They eat the vegetables, they eat the fruits, they drink the waters. And that's what how they're trying to trick you. They're trying to make you think that meat is something you need and you can't live you can't live without it, which is the damn lie. Because we all know back in the Old Testament in the book of Genesis that the Most High told us that we are to eat off the land. We are to eat the beings. He gave us a Levitical law to follow, a Levitical dietary law to follow. But not many of us follow that law today because we've been deprogrammed by the white institutions and white supremacy and all these people who wish to depopulate us and control the world. We've been tricked and bamboozled, you guys. Let me finish reading my notes. Also, it can be inherited in the womb. So a deficiency disorder, a child could be born with a deficiency disorder because of the mother's nutritionist deficiencies, that she didn't eat enough fruits during her pregnancy. She didn't eat enough vegetables during her pregnancy. She didn't drink enough water during her pregnancy. Our bodies are made up between 75% and 90% of water. Okay, you guys? It's also caused by the environment or food intake. So if you change your diet, you'll change your life. If you change your diet, you change your life. And I would like to recommend to you all, when you go to these hospitals for your so-called checkups or your yearly annual physicals, and they give you a paper to fill out with all these lists of your family history, I always say nothing. I always say none. No, I don't have a history of strokes. No, I don't have a family history of heart attacks. No, I don't have a family history of STDs or HIVs. No, I don't have a family history of dysfunction or deficiencies. I always say no. And then the nurses or the doctor comes in the room and says, oh, you don't have a history of all this, yada, yada, yada. And I'm looking at them like, no. And I'm not telling them. But when I say no, it's because if I say, yes, I do, then I am accepting the plagues that have been put on the previous generation before me and my children. Understand that part. So my family history is me and my children. Now, what my relatives inherited through their belief system or their disbelief or their lack of knowledge of the history of the depopulation agenda to control melanated people, whatever they signed up to, that's a contract that's solely between them and the doctor that they saw. That has nothing to do with me and my children. So me and my children are perfectly healthy. We are human living beings, and we live off of everything that the Most High intended for us to eat and live off of, which is fruits, vegetables, beans, rices, seeds, nuts, plants, oils, herbs, spices. Understand that part. So again, you guys, this is part 2 of the depopulation, misdiagnosing patients in the United States with diseases that they do not have. I want you all to wake up. This video is to cause you to wake up. It is time to wake up the sleeping giants. Because of us, the world is still in existence, okay? Not to get off a topic, but I just want you all to wake up to see what's going on around you. You don't have to accept that, what's that, the sugar test. Say you pregnant and they want to give you this test where you got to drink this orange drink to see if your baby has any type of dysfunction. You don't have to take that drink, y'all. You don't have to take the prenatal vitamins. You don't know what the hell these people are putting in this stuff. Everything is in a pill form is not good for you. We know most of the stuff that's white has caused us harm. Sugars, people, the snow, the fake snow. We know most of this stuff that's white has caused harm to the whole entire universe, you all. So with that being said, I want you all to take into consideration everything that you've heard on this video. I want you all to do self-research. I'm just here to give you 25 to 50% of the things you need to know to get you started on your own personal journey. The best research is self-research. Not something you've read from somebody else, but what you've searched out yourself. The secrets to this society. Have a wonderful day.